start of Newsroom tonight, I bring you India Today's special investigation Cash Mafia Part 8. Tonight, we're exposing those netas who've turned money launderers. Netas from the Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the Bahujan Samaj Party, netas from the NCP and also Nitish Kumar's JDU. This is an investigation that's gone viral online. Sit back and watch the netas who've turned cash mafias. This is an India Today national exclusive. Down the dark road of evasion, political offices turn into underground banks. Inside these nondescript buildings, representatives of designated parties are found to be double-dipping as brokers of dirty wealth. This is Virendra Jadhav, the chief of the Bahujan Samaj Party's Ghaziabad district unit. India Today's undercover reporters met him at his party office, posing as businessmen seeking a safe hideout for their black money. Jadhav was quick to barter 10 crore rupees for a big cut.
Minimum 10 शेयर कर देंगे.
लेकिन बदला कर जाएगा आपके सारा 35-40% हो गया. 40% से कम का नहीं होगा.
बोलो 40% पे हो जाएगा.
40 हो जाएगा.
कैश. मतलब वो क्या चेक आरटीजीएस हो जाएगा या चेक होगा?
तुम्हारा 40% में हैंड पर हो जाएगा.
नगद. कम नहीं होगा थोड़ा.
इससे कम नहीं होगा. वो तो 1 घंटे में निपट जाएगा मामला.
10-25 तक हो जाएगा. 25,000.
नहीं बात करूँगा 10 को करा दूँगा.
You heard this leader of the BSP demanding 40% in commission for the illicit exchange. India Today's team investigates further. Titu Yadav is a member of the Samajwadi Party's Noida Mahanagar unit. Listen to the deal he offered our special crew.
अगर है कोई जुगाड़ आपके तो 80% का चाहिए. मतलब पुराने वाले नोट चलो नए क्या मिलेंगे? कितने दिन में मिलेंगे? 40% 45 तो कैश हैंड टू हैंड हो जाएगा. अगर मैं 1 करोड़ दूँ तो मिल जाएगा हैंड टू हैंड. हाँ मैं करा दूँ. हाँ करा दूँ.
You heard how this leader of the ruling Samajwadi Party was ready to black market scrap notes ahead of UP elections next year. But several politicians were also found brokering the illegal currency trade right in the heart of the national capital. Sitting inside the AICC headquarters, this Congress member, Tariq Siddiqui, offered to introduce our undercover journalists to an NGO for exchanging their fictitious, unlawful money.
हम लोग 1 शेयर देंगे जो हमारे पास मतलब जो लोग मिल जाता है 1,500 का. ठीक है. उसके बाद अगर हमें लगता है ये कॉन्फिडेंट है ठीक ठाक उन्होंने लौटा लिया. उसके बाद हम बड़ा काम करेंगे. ठीक है.
A former director of the Delhi Minorities Finance Corporation, Siddiqui was ready to go the extra mile to mediate a deal with another non-profit.
मैं एक आध और चैनल है मैं देखता हूँ. अगर अभी मैं भी वैसे डेट शेयर नहीं होती हूँ लेकिन बंदा बता रहा कि मेरे पास है. मेरे से कहा था किसी ने कि सर अगर कोई है तो बता देना. मैं उससे भी देखता हूँ. अगर हो जाए तो उसमें भी किसी मकान जाना.
Next, India Today meets this man. Ravi Kumar, a General Secretary of the Nationalist Congress Party's Delhi branch. Kumar agrees to shortchange 1 crore rupees for a 30% profit.
कब चाहिए
सर हमारा तो मुसीबत है, आज ही करो।
ले आओ सर, आप ले आओ, अभी ले आओ।
अच्छा
70% की जिम्मेदारी मेरी, सर पर चेक कटवा के दूंगा और बोलो।
But how will he organize the interchange and how will his check payment reflect in the books? Here goes his plan.
और मैं आपको ले चलूंगा अध्यक्ष साहब के पास, इनको
अध्यक्ष साहब के पास।
अध्यक्ष साहब हमारे 600 करोड़ के मालिक है
जी।
Kumar is suggesting a meeting with Kanwar Pratap Singh, the wealthy head of the NCP's Delhi branch. But before that, he spells out his modus operandi for the repayment in white.
तो एक काम करेंगे ना,
हमें ये प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज करने
मैं बात बताऊं, इस काम को शुरू कर लेते हैं क्योंकि इसको ना इलेक्शन भी आ रहे हैं, इनको हायर कर लेंगे हम।
हाँ वही
इलेक्शन कैंपेनिंग के लिए
वो सीए करवा देगा।
हाँ इलेक्शन कैंपेनिंग बनवा देगा। हमने इस कंपनी को हायर किया है कि ये हमारे दिल्ली के अंदर प्रचार करेगी। दैट्स इट। प्रेसिडेंसी को लेकर इसको कैंपेनिंग इलेक्शन एनपीडी,
जबकि हम लोग करेंगे नहीं
सर, अब मैं कर लूंगा सर।
The tactic centers around creating a bogus PR company and credit 70 lakh rupees back into its account as fees for managing the party campaign for the Delhi municipal elections. Now Kumar takes India Today's investigation team to his boss. Kanwar Pratap Singh candidly declares Ravi Kumar as his negotiator and proposes the payback in installments.
अगर 1 CR दें तो हमें 80 मिल जाएंगे, 80 लाख।
तो ये कर लेगा अपने आप में। ठीक है, आप इनको बता देंगे जो भी होगा, जो करना है करो।
और सर एक चीज़ और, ये कह रहे हैं कि इंस्टॉलमेंट में नहीं सर, थोड़ा किस तरीके से मिल जाएगा आपके पास?
जैसे पॉलिसी आएगी गवर्नमेंट की, मैं अगर गवर्नमेंट ने जितना अलाउ करेंगे उससे ज़्यादा काम से करोगे। अगर विड्रॉवल जितना अलाउ करेंगे उतना ही तो विड्रॉ कर सकते हो।
चेक से तो हो जाएगा, चेक से तो विड्रॉल में कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
चेक से भी एकदम पूरा नहीं होगा, वो भी पार्ट ऑफ पेमेंट पार्ट में होगा, क्योंकि हम बल्क आना और बल्क जाना में थोड़ी दिक्कत होती है।
Now our team visits the Janata Dal United's Delhi office. Satish Saini is the party's vice president for the Delhi unit. Without delay, he sought banned notes in bulk to swap them with legal currency.
हम तो मिनिमम 1 CR कम से कम कर देंगे।
ज्यादा बताओ ना,
मिनिमम पहले एकदम सर देखिए किसी
मतलब एक्सट्रीम तक तो बता दो कि हाँ
10, मैक्सिमम 10।
So this JDU official is looking at the biggest possible transaction of black money. His commission is equally fat.
तो ये परसेंटेज की सर बात की, मान लीजिए हमने 1 CR दिया तो कितना हमें रिटर्न करेंगे?
बता दो कि 40 का है कुछ आजकल।
सर 40 मार्केट चल रहा है।
हाँ मार्केट है, तो आपका उससे कम नहीं होगा।
30 मैक्सिमम मान के चलिए।
30 एक आगे पर नीचे हो सकता है, नीचे भी हो सकता है, ऊपर भी।
और नीचे करवाना ज्यादा बढ़िया है कि ये मार्केट
मेरे हाथ में तो मैं तो खुद फाइनेंसर।
India Today's investigative report lays out startling evidence of how underground banking continues to contaminate the nation's political system and democracy. With K. Ashish, Syed Masroor Hassan and Muhammad Hizbullah, this is the India Today Special Investigation Team. Leaders of the Congress Party, the Samajwadi Party, the BSP, the NCP and the Janata Dal United caught on camera offering to launder black money into white. Now, it's a natural question for you to ask, what about the BJP? Was there any BJP neta who we attempted to sting as well? Well, multiple attempts were made, during our efforts, we didn't catch any BJP leader, which doesn't mean that none of them are engaging in such activities. It means that we could not establish that in a manner in which we could put that story on air. What action should be taken against the netas who have been caught on camera by the India Today Special Investigation Team? Joining me on this broadcast representing the Congress Party, Salman Soz. With us also on this broadcast representing the BJP, Dr. Sambit Patra. Sudhindra Baduria represents the BSP. T.S. Krishnamurthy is a former Chief Election Commissioner. I want to go across first and foremost to Salman Soz, because we've got here a Congress leader sitting in the AICC office, and I want to quote to you exactly what he says. His name is Tariq Siddiqui. He's sitting inside the AICC headquarters in Delhi. He says, give 1 crore rupees in black in 500 and 1,000 rupee bills. I will convert that. The reporter then says, what's the guarantee that you will? He says, I have full confidence that I will be able to do so. He also says that he has other channels which are operational as well, and goes on to suggest a full modus operandi about how this can be done through NGOs, for example. Here is a Congress leader sitting inside the AICC office offering to launder black money into white. How does the Congress Party respond, Salman?
The Congress Party basically says that no matter who it is, which party a person belongs to, the government should basically go and prosecute them immediately. But what you might have missed, can you hear me?
Well, Salman, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I hear you well. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that that is absolutely okay. Nobody would say that don't prosecute them. Prosecute them. Go after them. Go after them hard. And that is what we should be doing. But Rahul, we have cases where the BJP actually has been documented to have done some ill deeds around the time of demonetization. We cannot forget West Bengal unit putting in about 1 crore rupees into bank accounts one day before demonetization. We cannot forget selfies being taken by BJP leaders in Punjab with bundles of notes. Okay? We cannot forget massive land deals in Odisha, in Bihar, by BJP in the name of Amit Shah, the president of the BJP. These people have totally bungled this. They knew that there was going to be major kind of operations to try and convert black to white. Like I've said before, I think on this TV channel yesterday, this government has totally failed in the implementation of this totally flawed policy. So one, the
okay,
policy
you're
was
asking
flawed,
for action to be taken against the Congress leader
we come up with something new.
Who has been caught. You're also saying that you're also saying I hear you. You've set up the stage for this debate. I want to go across to Sudhindra Baduria of the BSP. Virendra Jatav, the district president of Ghaziabad. I'm coming back to you, Salman, in just a moment. Salman, I'm coming back to you in a moment. Allow me to take introductory comments from other guests. Sudhindra Baduria, Virendra Jatav is the Ghaziabad district president of the BSP. The reporter asks him, how does this work? He says, the money will be exchanged at a 30-40% commission, nothing less than that. Can it be done in less? He says no. Then the question is, how will it be done? He says it will be done in cash, done hand to hand. Bring cash, take cash. Now, how are all these BSP leaders getting new currency? Why is it that Virendra Jatav, your Ghaziabad district president, is engaging in money laundering? What action does Mayawati intend to take against him?
Well, you see, as stated just before, we feel that there is a law of the land, and this law of the land must deal with all such people with firmness, with iron hands, whoever breaks the law. And let me also bring in the larger issue. We have been seeing that bank officials, we have been seeing even ministers, we have been seeing important leaders of the government spending huge amount in hundreds of crores of rupees at a time when it is very difficult to get 4,500 rupees standing in long queues before the ATMs, when over 50% of the ATMs are not working. So in that context, I would like to say, rather than making it a partisan issue when the entire nation is suffering, the biggest suffering and misery of post-independent India's economic step, I think at this time nobody who commits this kind of fraud should be spared, and whether he belongs to any political party, ruling, opposition, or for that matter, he belongs to any profession, whether he is a businessman, a film actor, or a journalist, or anybody for that matter, because we have seen that nobody is above board. We have seen the Neera Radia cases, we have seen so many things happening in this country, so nobody is above board.
Heard the Congress, we've heard the BSP both say action should be taken against the errant netas. No defense being presented, and that is a healthy sign that they're not trying to defend their leaders, they're saying take action. They may have other questions, but they're not trying to defend the leaders. I want to go across to Sambit Patra for the BJP's reaction on what action the government intends to take based on this India Today investigation, Sambit.
Now, I'm sure the government will take actions because these are, in fact, acts which have been caught on camera, and I should congratulate the India Today network because they have really done a good job. Number one, I was listening very patiently to the others, and I came to know that when caught red-handed, they try to generalize the topic, because both the Congress as well as the BSP were saying that, well, just don't look into one political party, look into a broader issue. I think today is a issue which is quite pinpointed. Because look, as far as the Congress party worker who has been caught, Mr. Tariq Siddiqui, he is functioning from within the confines of AICC headquarters. And remember, AICC headquarters is not a small place. To get an office in the AICC headquarters, to be extremely close to Sonia ji and Rahul ji that you have shown, to be an office bearer, and yet the office bearer doing this kind of activity, where you convert black money into white money, in fact shows the morality of the Congress party, and as to why the Congress party
While
is
you lecture the others on morality, Sambit Patra, may I point out 3 instances to you, please. One, the Maharashtra Cooperation Minister's vehicle had 91.5 lakh rupees in new currency seized. Then 3 crore rupees was seized from a BJP leader's car in Ghaziabad. Then 900 new 2000 rupee notes were seized from a BJP leader in Tamil Nadu. All of this also just in the past few days.
All BJP. All BJP.
Yes, Rahul, we have no problem. If these, I mean, this in fact brings out a very interesting part of the debate, because the Congress party points out to the fact, and Rahul Gandhi, to be precise, says, just a second, Rahul Gandhi says that the Prime Minister declared this policy of demonetization to the BJP before announcing that on the eve of November 8th. And if it was a declared policy, why do you why do you say that the BJP leaders are getting caught? That means they did not know of the demonetization. That's the reason as to why these people get caught. Secondly, this only proves that BJP does not think that party politics is essential. It is the national politics, what the Prime Minister calls as Rashtrahit. That is what is more important. And that's where we are heading towards. And this constant bickering by the opposition is what is exposing the opposition. But the last sentence I would say,
we've got over here a scenario where leaders of 5 major national parties have been caught on India Today's investigation cameras. 1 second, Salman. As asking for black money, suggesting that they can turn this into white. As a former Chief Election Commissioner, what action do you believe needs to be taken against these netas, sir?
First of all, let me compliment the India Today for bringing out this to the surface. All the political parties, or most of the political parties, I would say, are guilty of this corrupt practice. In fact, political corruption is probably the root cause of black money in this country. I have no doubt that most of the political parties indulge in some part or the other. As far as the action to be taken is concerned, I feel that the government or the police concerned should launch cases against them and also conduct serious investigation, not only in the case of these people, but also those associated with these people. I am sure you will get mine of information about the functioning of the political parties. Indian political parties are guilty of this dark feature, and they are probably bringing all the blemish to the Indian democracy. So it is necessary that a large-scale action, investigation action should be taken. As a person who has been a member of the Black Money Committee in 1973 under Justice Onchu, as a person who has been in the Department of Company Affairs, as a person who has been in the Indian Revenue Service, and as a person who has been in the Election Commission, I have seen the close nexus between the politicians and the businessmen in this country. There is absolutely an urgent need to take action and to bring remedial action in law in matters of state funding for elections, so that at least this can be to a substantial
That's an
extent
important point you're making. That's an important intervention from the former Chief Election Commissioner. I want to question you, Salman Soz, about what action the Congress intends to take. One is for you to say the police must investigate, but here is a candid admission. Your leader is on camera sitting inside the AICC office talking about how he'll take black money and convert it into might. Surely, while we wait for the police, the Intelligence Bureau, the IT's investigation wing to do something, the Congress must come down hard as well.
Of course, absolutely, and we will. But you know, I think the last suggestion, if you remember, I was trying to make an intervention earlier. The last suggestion is actually a great suggestion. And by the way, I have said this earlier as well. We need political financing reform in this country. And if the Prime Minister is serious, let us begin, because everybody knows how they fought the election campaign in 2014. Everybody's aware of it, okay? Now, my friend Sambit talks about morality. Let me ask you, what morality does the BJP have in the Prime Minister when senior leaders of the BJP, two of them being in the Prime Minister's cabinet, have lavish, massive weddings worth probably hundreds of crores, but the Prime Minister is silent while people are dying in queues? Is that morality of the BJP? I think they should answer. How did they not
respond to that?
Who paid for those things? Where did the money come from? When you can't have 2,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees, they have weddings of crores? And they tell us
he stops, I would
have
answer.
a surgical strike on black
Go ahead,
money.
Dr. Patra.
They're making a surgical strike on poor people.
Well, thank you, Salman. Number one, Salman Soz generalizing the whole topic when their own people have been caught red-handed is absolutely, I believe it's amusing. Number two, when he says that two ministers had lavish weddings, they were accounted
Your
money,
people have been caught all the time.
Accounted money
Every
paid
time.
through checks. So I was not shouting, Salman, show some courtesy. I know your people have been caught inside the headquarters of the Congress committee, but that doesn't mean you would shout me down. Please, I understand your pain.
We have a record of BJP people being caught every day almost. Come
number
on, talk.
Just a second, Salman. Number two, rather than talking about marriages which are from accounted money and which has a trail which is quite visible, we would like to discuss about the Augusta Westland case in which the trail is fast heading towards the 10 Janpad. That's the, Mr. Krishnamurthy was absolutely right. Political parties and their funding is so important, and today we see that a stern step has been taken by the Prime Minister in the direction, because this remonetization is to curb black money. Naturally it has an implication, one of the biggest implications on political funding as well. So why the opposition, which says on a television debate that they want reforms in political funding, does not allow the parliament to function, because this remonetization is nothing but a step towards political reform, political funding reform. So these kind of double speak will not work.
No, but tell me, Mr. Krishnamurthy, shouldn't the Election Commission use this opportunity to call a meeting of all parties to focus on election reform, to focus on how election funding happens? I interviewed Amit Shah. He said, let the EC call a meeting and we will take a very positive position. This is what all parties are saying. Now, what are Naseem Zaidi and his team doing? Shouldn't they immediately call a meeting saying demonetization is a positive step, let's take this further, let's discuss election reform? Why is that not happening? Do you think the CEC and his team are lagging?
Rahul, no, please listen to me. Rahul, the Election Commission has been from time to time suggesting reforms in this area. And in 2004, I sent a booklet to the then Prime Minister asking for reforms. All the political parties have one public postures and they have a private posture. Yes, many of the amendments, many of the reforms can be done by a single legislation amendment with a simple majority. There is no need for constitutional amendment. But all these political parties publicly, they say they have no consensus. But when it comes to private discussions, they say we want electoral reforms. The most hypocritical statements are coming from most of the political parties. So it is necessary
hypocritical.
For the electoral reforms.
You're not mincing words. Very
In
important
particular,
again, you're
the
calling
funding of elections.
political parties and their public pronouncements hypocritical. Is this not time, Mr. Baduria, for parties to get together and say, let's focus on how elections are fought? It doesn't suit anyone, which is why nobody is making this an issue. Neither is the BJP moving, nor is the opposition.
I think the
And what is
government
worse
is
is
taking
most of them, they
initiative
say there is
in
no
so many
political
spheres.
consensus. Actually, they have a political
This is one of the most important.
Mr.
No,
Baduria.
there is no, you see, it is not important to have a political consensus. It is not important to have a political consensus. They did not have political consensus on the land acquisition bill. They still went for an ordinance. But here, I think this is one of the most important issues before the nation since independence 1947, pending before Indian nation about
Sambit Patra must
morality
respond.
and
On
how
demonetization,
money should be
there was
spent
no
in elections.
political
I think it is
consensus.
high
You rammed
time
it through
this
because you
government
believed
should
it was right.
intervene
The
and
government,
take
the BSP says, must
clear-cut stand
intervene.
on this.
If
Call
you
a
believe
round
that
table.
it's good to come under
Go ahead.
RTI, it's good,
I
you want
would like
beggars
to
to
answer
take
that.
money in cash. But netas continue to take money. You want beggars to take money through cards, but netas continue.
Absolutely right, but I would say that
700 crores in
remonetization is
20,000
also.
rupees.
Can I?
So I think it is high time that they do it.
Sambit.
My God. Can I? Yes. Number one, as I said, look, this remonetization, and Mr. Krishnamurthy would agree to the fact, he's a very educated man, we all respect him. This remonetization is a step towards reforms. Even the political parties which are crying bitter today are because of the fact that they have been severely crippled because of the remonetization. Or else, why are they crying so hoarse? Remember, step by step, we achieve what is the best, and that's what this government plans. I can tell you, from here we go to the Benami property, and thereafter reforms in all the sector. Corruption would be a word which would be a word of the past.
Okay, no, but that, this is just a general comment. What is required is for concrete action. I think Mr. Krishnamurthy's words are very important. What we need is will. Prime Minister Modi didn't wait for consensus to be formed on the issue of demonetization. He believed it was right. He pushed it through. Similarly, netas too must declare they will only take money through cards, through digital transactions. Make it all transparent. Come under the RTI. You want us to queue up? You want us to follow the rule? The same rules must apply to netas as well. Anything else is utter and sheer hypocrisy. Salman Soz, Sambit Patra, also Sudhindra Baduria, and most of all to Mr. Krishnamurthy, the former CEC, for joining us on the newsroom this evening. Thank you very much.